Hi, welcome to The Cultural Barrier by Changing Suits. My name's Bal.
And my name is Taj.
On this week's episode, we will be taking question 3 from the public. So firstly, before we start, Taj, how you doing? I never ask how you doing.
Yeah, you're so horrible. No, I'm good, especially because I found an orange cardigan.
Good. We always love Taj's cardigans. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so let's do this, Taj. The point of episodes like this is we're going to take the email that one of our listeners has sent in, and we want to take it from both perspectives because we want to give food for thought and sort of give reasons that people are doing what they're doing, and everyone's got their own perspective. So, all right, so listen to this, Taj. I'm a woman from the Asian community and have been married for 5 years. We have a young child together. I love my husband. That's a good start. And I'm very close to my in-laws. We don't live with them, but we see them regularly and I help whenever they need anything. The problem is that I'm feeling completely exhausted and overwhelmed. My husband spends a lot of his time either working or pursuing his hobbies, while most of the responsibility for our home and family falls on me. I work as well, yet I'm still the one doing the housework, managing everything for our child, organising family commitments, and often helping the family as well. I feel as though everyone depends on me, but there is no one looking after me. By the end of the day, I'm physically and emotionally drained. I've tried raising this with my husband many times, but it almost always turns into an argument. He either becomes defensive or says he is working hard and doesn't understand why I'm unhappy. The conversation never seems to lead to any real change. Part of me wonders if I'm expecting too much, but another part of me feels resentful that I seem to carry the mental load for everyone around me. I worry that if things continue like this, my exhaustion will turn into bitterness and damage our relationship. How can I get my husband to understand how I'm feeling without it becoming another argument? Any advice would be appreciated. Taj, go for it. So we're on her side first. We're always on her side. She's still our listener. Always on her side. Go for it.
So I would say quite a lot of women in the South Asian community understand this. I
Yeah.
think women generally, even outside the South Asian community, get it.
Yeah.
Because
So do you think she should get over it because everyone else understands it?
no, I don't think there's a case of saying get over it, because then that's like saying that what he's doing is right, which
Mm-hmm.
it isn't. I
Mm-hmm.
think there's this whole thing, I'm not man hating, but I think there's this whole thing of men like to put themselves first.
Yeah.
And it's a case of let me do what I need to do,
Yeah.
and then I will think about what I need to do.
That's not man hating. It's how it is. Yeah, go on. This is very generalized, by the way. We know there's people out there that don't do that.
Yeah, we know that. We know that there are some.
Yeah,
I'll say a few men. There are men out there that actually
one or two.
do everything.
We just didn't find them. Yeah, go on.
Okay, just in this particular case, and all South Asian women's case. No,
Yes.
so I think men have again been brought up to think in the South Asian community that a woman needs to bear all the responsibilities. So I do blame our mother-in-laws.
Okay. Yes.
The older generation, but then they're the generation before that. So it's just a trickle down effect. I think things in our generation will change.
Why did you blame the mother-in-law? Why didn't you blame the father-in-law? Because obviously they were part of the problem before as well.
That is true.
That is true.
Women hating women. Women
Yes.
hating. That is true.
Let's turn it around back to women hating men now. Go on.
Right. So, okay, parents bring up their children to think that these are the role models that should be followed in households. But I think things will change because our children just won't listen to us and they don't care what we say.
Yeah, it's true. Labs. Yeah.
And they don't care about role models. It's just going to be a whole different ball game.
Yes.
Generation.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be an eye-opener for us. But anyway, let's wriggle back to what we're meant to be talking about.
Yeah.
So if you've sat down and have that conversation, have you done it where you just decide that to leave him at home and let him carry on with everything and see how that turns out and see if he understands that there's so much to do in the household? I've forgotten the lady that, that used to come in, Mary Poppins. Doesn't come along and then just tidy everything up and then give sort out the kids. It's actually you that are Mary Poppins. You are this, you are that. So
Yeah.
maybe there's a lack of understanding from that. Or if you've been through that already, which I'm sure quite a lot of women have, where they've tried to do that and the man in their life have just left everything a mess and not done anything and just ordered takeaway, then okay, you've crossed that step. What do you think, Belle? So I'm going to let you step in there.
Yeah, I actually agree. Like, yeah, leave them to it. Let them see. So there was a little while ago, right? That I can't remember what happened, but me and my husband ended up having a conversation about this, and I was like, "Why don't you do everything I do, and I do everything you do?" That literally lasted one morning, right? It lasted the evening because we had decided that I can't remember. It must have been the afternoon, and then I had the evening, and then by the morning it was like, "Look, this isn't practical from his point of view," right? And when we had been like, "Yeah, let's do that," right? That evening, I was just, I literally was. It was. I think it was in the winter. I was laying on the floor because I had nothing to do. I literally had nothing to do because I do everything.
I think it's a rod for your own back that because you want to do everything, you end
I
up.
don't want to do everything.
So you'd rather lay on the floor and do that.
I was like, if I'm doing what you usually do, I've got nothing to do. I've literally got nothing to do. I just lay here on the floor in front of the radiator. There was something I saw last week. So anyway, by that point, he had said that this is not practical. I have to go to work because he doesn't remember I work, right? And we had to stop it because, like,
So it's
know,
like a little game. It wasn't actually a practical life thing that you
yeah, because he couldn't actually do everything that I do. But anyway, right, I could do everything he does. I mean, like,
later
it's not hard. The argument he has is, oh, when your car breaks down, my engine's been playing up for months, right? That engine hasn't been changed. So, and it's like those blips when things happen. My car is now saying my bonnet's open and my car tire pressures are down. There's something going on with my car. It's been like that for months. So he's not sticking to his side of the thingy. So the point is, I understand where this listener's coming from. There was something that I saw on a podcast a few weeks ago. It was a woman that had come on to Dragon's Den. She was one of the guest ones, and it was just a small clip that I saw. And she said that I make sure my household does not revolve around me. My husband does work. My sister would help me. My friends would help me look after the kids. The kids learn how to make their own food, even when they're 8 or whatever. And it is such a good point because we're in a mindset of, oh, I'll do everything. It does take more energy when you've got kids. If they want to, oh, I want to learn how to cook today. I mean, I can make that toast in 2 seconds. This has only taken the last hour for you to realize how to make the toast. But the point is, tomorrow they'll be able to do it themselves. And it's just that extra energy you have to put to make sure that everyone else has the jobs. And I do agree with her. The only reason she's been able to build those businesses is because she made sure that that household wasn't revolved around her. And that was the point she was making.
I think that's really true because I got my kids to join in cooking as well. I mean, it was annoying because they didn't know where the spoons were, which is my fault.
Yeah.
It was that bad.
It's not your fault. They should have paid attention. They're old enough.
Where did you get yogurt from? I don't know that my kids are just a
bit I've got one. So my daughter put the toast in the toaster and she didn't realize how to put the thing down. So she was pushing it down with the thing. I'm like, really? Are you kidding me?
say something about our kids that they're just a bit.
No, the point is they need teaching everything, right?
Yeah. We don't realize we think that they already know, and so if we left them to it, that they'd be able to do it. But you actually need to do it. That's just like if you're learning a task at work. You don't.
Come on! She literally was pushing the toaster with her fingers. I'm like, what are you doing? There's literally a button there that you just go like that.
But if you don't know, you don't know. Another way that I think is really good as well, and I was just thinking that this morning, when my husband wanted to make it a whole family activity to go and exercise, then he would put more energy in trying to get the kids out and make sure that they do it because it is good for them as well. Yeah. So if we make it a whole let's do this together, then and then I was sitting at home doing nothing, which was really good. But then it's a case of then you shove the kids with your husband. So if you get a whole let's do this together thing, another thing with the food was I was like, look, we need to get the kids healthy as well. But because he was eating healthy and only making food for himself, I was like, why don't you do it for the kids as well? So he started making it for the kids. So if you slowly be clever and try to make it as in you're doing this for the family, why not just do that little bit extra and then we could do it together?
Together.
Happy, happy, joy, joy.
Yeah, fine. And it's true. So I think that whole thing of let everyone do little bits and then you're doing less. I have found over the last few weeks that it really helps.
Well, it's really helped. Like, so my daughter tidied up downstairs, and 2 weeks it has stayed tidy
Because they realise how much effort it takes.
because she tells everyone off if they don't put things away.
Good.
Because she's had to do it and she's realised how hard it was to do. So now she makes sure she forces everyone to do it as well.
Yeah.
So,
So I'm getting my kids to. I went through a phase a little while ago, and then I stopped, and then they forgot everything. Like I said with the toaster, that only happened a little while ago. And they are folding their own clothes. I started getting them to put their own dishes in the dishwasher because it'd be crazy for them to put my dishes in the dishwasher, even though I did everything, but that'd be crazy. So at least doing their own dishes. The other day, like, so as soon as they've eaten, go put them in the dishwasher, right? The other day, my daughter hadn't put the dishes in the dishwasher. So my son's having a go at her because he had done it. And then I realised that the dishes in the dishwasher had been washed. I'm like, didn't you notice that they were washed dishes? But I didn't even bother saying it because my kids don't even realise how to put a toaster thing down. So I don't think they would have paid attention. But anyway, the point is,
yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know we're laughing at this. The point is, it is that extra effort where we have to get other people to do things like our kids, our husband because they're kids, your family, whether it's your own parents or your in-laws or whatever, but getting everyone to do their own thing. Firstly, they learn how to do it. And even better, you don't have to do it at some point.
I think also there's this whole thing, and I think I must admit for myself as well, is asking for help. And like, for example,
Yes.
if someone comes, like someone starts unpacking the dishwasher, not just from off the street, but I mean a family member comes in, just let them do it. Don't stop them and say, Queenie, I'll do it. Let them carry on. Don't try to be the hero and be like, oh no, I need to show them that I can do it all myself. Sometimes it's better not to do it yourself and get someone else to do it.
But if it's at your own house and you've got someone coming saying, oh, I'll do it, you do have to say no because they're your dishes.
Just say it once. Don't say it too many times.
Just get them to clean the whole house. I wish I could in the bathroom. Okay, so I think that's a step too far because then at that point, no, okay, fine. You do have an issue of letting people do, and this is a conversation we've had. But that is something for us to realise as well. Are we doing that whole thing of if we let someone else do it, that we think we're a bad mother, daughter-in-law, wife, all that sort of stuff? Because that's also ingrained to it. And I still have that thing of, oh, actually, I have to do this because, I have to be whatever. So that is something we need to unlearn as well.
Yeah, and I think having those conversations with other people as well, friends and family and stuff like that. For example, I didn't realise how much of a control freak I am, but now I'm starting to let go. I like the way you're smiling. But as I start letting go of things, I've realised I've got more time, I've got more energy, and I feel lighter.
Yeah.
I don't feel so stressed because now I'm like, okay, if something doesn't happen, oh well. So it's
We've got a lot to say on this because we get it, girlfriend, we get it. The other thing is get yourself a hobby, because if he's out working and doing his own hobby when you've got your own hobby to do, at least you can be like, sorry, I gotta go. I found that really helpful. So since the running, every so often we've got to run on a Sunday or whatever, it's a case of, well, actually you deal with everything else at home, because that's pretty much what I do every other single day. So now you do it.
So that's another thing as well. If you stay at home, then you have to do those home stuff. But if you say, right, that's it, I need to go out, whatever gets left, it gets left.
Yeah.
If you just make sure that you invite some guests coming around, because that stuff will get cleaned in 10 minutes.
It's all hands on deck. Do you remember when we used to be at home and we'd be like, there's someone coming in the house, used to be a mess, and like that, it'll be clean. That's when it gets clean the best as well.
I know, like a couple of weekends ago, you and the whole family would have come around. So me and my husband were down on hands and feet, literally scrubbing
hands and knees.
Hands and knees.
Yeah.
Scrubbing the floors. that's how intense it got that we wanted to show that
Well,
I had.
as well. I might come around more often.
Yeah, he done the kitchen and I left him to it because I wasn't feeling well. He was like, aren't you going to help? And I was like, no, I'm not feeling well. So I just left him to it. So he done the whole kitchen. I
Yeah.
done the bathrooms a couple of days afterwards. But it got done because we invited guests down. Because when you invite guests down, things get done so quickly.
Like that.
You're not, yeah. And also, I think when you're cleaning up and doing chores or whatever, if you know you've got a whole day to do it, you end up stretching that time and actually spending that time doing it all. But if you go out and you build yourself, not build yourself, but get yourself hobbies to do, then that time is shorter that you spend in that.
And you have a good time. Like yesterday, we were out for a run and I was in the car with the people that I go with. And I'm like, how good is this? We've just done a 10K and we're having a laugh on a Sunday morning as we're driving back. Like, we're living a good life. I don't care what's going on at home.
I think sometimes, yeah, you need to get away from the family drama as well and just need to be in a different headspace, a different place where you can have a bit of a laugh and enjoy life.
Okay, so the point is we are well aware of this issue. It is a cultural issue. It's what all of us go through, unfortunately, and it is something that we need to learn to pass on to others. We need to break the system for ourselves in our own head. We're not bad parents, like mothers, wives, this, that, and the other, just because we're getting other people to do it. And go on.
I'm just going to add something else as well. So I think we need to learn how to unwind as well. For example, everyone in my family knows that Friday is me time.
Yeah.
I used to find it really annoying when people used to say this. There was someone that I used to message and she's like, well, I switched my phone off at this time. And I'm like, for God's sake, that's so annoying. But now I understand how important it is just to have that you time. And what it is, well, the kids have stopped going badminton, which I find really annoying because they've taken over my me time.
Yeah.
But Friday evening, it was me. I wasn't going to do anything. I didn't care what event was happening, what needed to be done. I was going to sit there like a blob and do nothing.
Yeah.
I needed that, and that kind of replenished the batteries and stuff like that. And also, for example, me and my son, who hate reading, have now started reading. Yes, I'm going to publicize this because we hate reading that much. And we now go to bed earlier so we can read and unwind. And it was the other day, all three of us, notice I didn't include my husband, both my kids and me, we were all sitting there reading. And
reading
now
your own book or together?
No, reading our own books because we've got competition. And then who can read the most, because my daughter reads the most and she thinks that me and my son aren't going to get through the book. I mean, I don't have high hopes for us either, but
it's fine. Okay, now we're going to flip the switch. Yeah, we're on her husband's side. Yeah, go for it.
Hold on. So,
and we want to hear from these husbands, by the way. Like, she's written in and she's slagging you off, man. She's like, you do nothing. We want you to write in on your side of it as well. So this part of the thingy, like, we're going to take your side, but tell us if it's true. Go, sorry, Taj.
So, from a man's perspective,
not a man's perspective, her husband's, because we need to be aware that this isn't actually. Okay. So it's our husbands and her husband that do this.
So keep moaning for no reason. Just get on with it. Stop moaning. That's your job.
You're not being. No. You're not being on his side. You're just. That's not being on his side. You're not.
Right, what is being on his side then? You tell me.
So
I'm finding this hard.
So let me just check something, right? So she works herself, right? The other thing is, like, did she say
from his side? It might be that I have got a higher grade job. I bring in the most money.
Yeah.
So your job is probably might be. I'm just making an assumption. Part time or low level intense.
Or working from home, because I work from home, and
hence why you don't have the pressure that I do. I need my time to go out there and de-stress, and if you don't let me, I'm going to lose it.
That's actually a good point, though. That is a good point.
Yeah.
I agree.
So maybe it's self-preservation, where going out, you're trying to make sure that you don't tip over the edge And that's why you're trying to keep. Oh, actually, I'm coming out with some good points.
Yeah, I haven't still thought of any points, which is why I haven't said anything.
We're being self-aware that, okay, I need to look after myself. Okay, I have got a family, but if I don't do this, then I can't control my anger or
Mm.
my frustrations. Not angry, it doesn't necessarily have to be in a horrible way, but like, oh my God, annoyance or frustrations if I don't step away and take that time for myself.
That's a good one. I like that.
I like it as well.
I like that. Okay.
Now you're thinking, how am I going to top this?
I find it.
Okay, this might be you wanted the family, I gave you the family, so look after the family.
Yeah, could be. I mean, fine, because obviously he didn't want the family in that case, and he was doing her a favor. Then is what you're saying.
Bitch.
That's what you're saying. But no, I'm not taking her side at this point. Okay, the wage thing, the pressure of the job. You've got management. I do agree. I mean, there is going to be that aspect of it, and there does need some space for that bit.
I like the way you're very much you can't think of, maybe that's the issue, that maybe we can't think on the other side, and that's why we're frustrated and we don't understand why the husband, for example, or the husbands need to go out, because we're not
Hold
understanding
on.
to
We
go out.
could no. I've had this conversation actually. I understand this. Right? Actually, he is doing stuff, and maybe in the arguments, she's bringing it all up like I'm doing X, Y, Z, but there's no acknowledgement for yes, you're also doing X, Y, Z. Like this all matters. If he's got the better, is he paying all the bills? Is he got the better job? And this is this is an assumption that we're making, and that's why it's okay that he's doing it because of that. And he does actually help out with the family stuff, and he does do, I don't know, some of the housework, and he does help out with the kids, but there's no acknowledgement for those things. And if that acknowledgement thing is an issue, how would you deal with that? Because yes, in the argument, obviously, look, I get that. I do get that. Because if you're arguing, you're not going to be arguing someone else's point, are you? Like, I get that the fact that you work really hard, but I'm going to argue because I did the Hoover and I did the. So how would you put that across? Because if they're arguing about it when she brings it up, how can she then say, "Look, I acknowledge that you're doing this stuff, but I feel like I'm doing more than my fair share, or more than that."
I think you've said it. I think I'm doing more than my fair share. And just because I think we're flipping back over her side again, that we are, even we're both going out, yeah, and we're both earning for the family, and
Yeah.
it shouldn't be seen as one's doing more than the other.
Do you know there's this thing that I saw a while ago, it's ages ago, so I'm not going to get it totally right. But what it said was when you start splitting these jobs of I'm doing this, you're doing this, that's what creates the fights. But then if you don't do that and you're doing the majority of the things, and in most Asian households, the woman is doing a big chunk of it, right? Maybe about 70%. I don't want to go on 90%, and that might be a bit too much, right? But she might be 60% just to make it fair, right? She's doing a bigger percentage. But then does that sort of aspect of don't divide out the work, because that just means that you're not working as a team. I did get it, because if you start dividing it, it does turn into a bit of a you said you do this, I do that.
But the thing is, okay, we might say that, but then the female, the wife, for example, the amount that she's doing is not being acknowledged. Then, so we can
But
say,
in this situation where we've said it, he might be feeling like the stuff that he's doing isn't acknowledged. And that's why it's creating a fight. Because if he thought it was fair, there is no fight. I mean, obviously, sometimes we have fights because you feel like having a fight and you know that you're wrong, but you still have a fight. But you don't tend to do it most of the time like that. Most of the time, everyone thinks that their point is somewhat right.
yeah, the right point.
So the point is, how do you divvy that up?
I think just from this conversation, we're still finding it hard to understand what the man's perspective is. We've said it, but we haven't said as much as we have the female side of things. Is that because we understand the female side of things and we're not getting where he's coming from? Or is it purely that the male hasn't got much of something like to stand on, basically? It is, I'm going out.
It's a cultural thing then.
Like it or like
This is a systematic cultural thing though, isn't it? Like, is it okay what he's doing from his point of view? potentially, because we've been brought up like that.
And also, I mean, 5 years is not that long, but do you think through a relationship you go through different stages?
Yes,
Like
I do.
I always think that like when you first get married, there's a honeymoon stage, and then when you get to a certain point, it's like you just don't want to be near each other. Um, then you start living your own
We have
life.
that every month. It's based on both of our periods. Yeah.
So you kind of have your own little life, and this is what it happened. You know when they say, "Oh, the kids leave home," and then you don't know each other because
Yeah.
maybe you've started living your own lives and you kind of don't connect anymore, and that's why that happens, is because you become such different people and you've evolved and you've changed in different ways and you don't recognize the other person.
But then how would you get them to connect? I mean, I think this hobby thing and going out date nights, I think are important. And this is something that I've discussed actually, because I agree, you do go through phases, and especially as her child will grow up, she'll go through, because obviously if it's only been 5 years and we're going to take that she got married before she had the child, I might be wrong, but if that was the case, her child's quite young, and at those younger stages it is really, really hard. It is hard. I mean, I'm only coming to terms with, actually, I can take the kids and I don't have to stress about all the silly little things. Like, the kids can do their own thing. I don't have to put them in a car seat and all that, because it's all energy, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I'm now coming to they're old enough to do everything, whereas she won't be at that stage yet. She's having to put that extra amount of effort in.
So I think in conclusion to this, have that conversation, sit down, try to make things more family rather than you
Yeah.
did this, you did that. Let's do things together. Let's go and have walks together. Let's have meals that we make together, or you do it this day, I do it that way, day sort of thing. And then you are kind of helping each other out, basically. So that's
and connect with each other as well, because you're right, like, this is one thing, when you have kids, it tends to all be about them, and if you've got other parts of the family, then it's all about everyone else. Actually, where's that time for you as a unit as well? I think that's quite good advice. For both parts, we have sort of understood his perspective as well.
listen.
Please do carry on sending your own questions and situations and case studies so we can analyze it and give you a different perspective and a bit of advice of, maybe this is how you and we should all be doing it. And on that point, it's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.